Hi, I'm Amy and I'm here with Cara and we're doing a project to capture people's memories. We're here with our granny, Bridget O Brien from the Silver Mines.
Can you tell us a bit about yourself?
I'm Bridget Keane originally, and I was from Castlecannon, and I'm in the Silver Mines over 50 years. I was married and had 7 children.
Describe what your typical school day would have been.
I went to school when I was 5 with my brothers and sisters. We walked to school and we took a lunch, but our lunch was very simple, just 2 slices of bread. Sometimes maybe we were lucky if we had jam or butter, sometimes, not all the time, as my parents couldn't afford, But then that was only, yeah. Our teachers were very cross, and it was very hard to, learn, from them. And when we used to take turf to school for the fire under our arm, and the more well-off children, they'd be brought up to the front, and we would be sent to the back of the class, and it was hard. And the weather would be real cold, and if you got the Irish in particular, if you got it wrong, the teacher would come along and she had a big flat ruler stick, and she would hit you on the back of the knuckles with it, and it was very sore afterwards, and you couldn't complain. Your parents didn't even hadn't sympathy for you then, whereas now the children are, they can come home and talk to their parents and all that about these things, and their parents will listen to them. That was going back, in those years that, they didn't listen to complaints, well at all.
Tell us about your family life.
My dad had a patch of, land, and he had a beautiful garden, and he saw all sorts of vegetables and potatoes in it, going back then, and he would take them to Killaloe on a Saturday in a pony and cart, and he would also take some turf and sell it, to provide money to feed us. And and my mum then would go to town on the bus into Limerick on a Saturday, and she would bring home the butter and the basics for the week. She'd write out a list on a Friday night, and we would love to see her coming home. And my dad would pick up beautiful buns in after selling the turf. We'd get a treat on a Saturday, and two pound pots of jam. And he'd bring home beautiful bread out of the bakery, Bicchio's in Ballina. We used to really look forward to that man coming home with the goodies from Limerick. Just be a great day on a Saturday. We'd polish all the shoes on a Saturday evening, and they'd be left along under the window, for Sunday morning mass. And my dad would wear a pair of light boots, then going back, Sunday boots, to mass. And we come home from mass then, and there'd be a dinner cooked, there'd be a roast, roast pork or chickens or something like that, and they were lovely memories to have. My mum would do bread, she'd make bread, and she'd have 2 ovens, one at the side with coals on the lid to cook it. And then the cooking days, or for our dinners, they'd be cooked in a pot, and the chickens were roast would be done in that oven that the bread was baked in, to all roast chicken or roast pork, and that would just be beautiful. That was the way we had, the open heart. I left.
You lived in Silver Mines over 50 years.
50 years, and there was big changes then. My husband worked in the mine work in the open cast, and then he went to the underground one into Mogul, and an awful lot of workers came from Canada and from Donegal and all over to work in the Mogul, the underground one, and they worked 3 different shifts, and there used to be 3 pubs in the mines, and there was great activity going on, in the village, and with the 3 different shifts, and that's how he earned his money. And I reared 7 in family, and they went to school, local school in the Silver Mines, and then when they all came to leaving the Silver Mines National School, they went into secondary school in Nina, into the tech and into the convent, the girls.
You didn't go to secondary school. Why was this, and what did you do instead?
We went working, where we could get work. I went to my aunt in Dunleary for a year and a half, nearly 2 years, and then I got a job locally with Stackpool's. They were gentry people, and I worked there until I got married. And then I got married in 1996 and came to the Silvermans, where I spent very many happy years and had great times, and still have, with my family now, my grandchildren. Memories.
Favourite memory from your childhood?
Yes, we all been together at home, and remember when we got our first radio, and it was worked by 2 batteries, a dry and a wet battery, and the batteries would have to cycle to Newport to get the battery charged up. And we remember when we got our first radio, we all got up on the table, sat on, and some of us standing on chairs to look into it. And we loved the Canaan music on the Saturday night, and we'd, have great times listening to that, and we'd be trying to dance around, to the music. And we used to put up those jumps, high jumps, and we'd be jumping over them, and, we'd done all that sort of thing. And we'd go to the bog saving turf. My dad just sell the turf, make it up in stacks of turf, it was called. We'd foot it first, and then he'd make up the stacks, and we'd help him. And he'd sell those stacks of turf then to make extra money, So that was the way we,
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Granny.